Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Dab Sports. First off, right off the bat, Happy New Year's. Uh, thank you for rocking with us to the end of last year and starting the new year off with us. And we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. The Panthers got blown out this past week against the Tampa Bay
Yeah.
Buccaneers. Everybody here, we all saw it. Um, what are y'all guys' thoughts? Any revelations from this game after seeing the way we got disposed of?
Exposed.
Shoot, yeah, it was definitely an ugly performance. I feel like, I picked us to lose anyway, but before while we were when we potted last week, we didn't even know that Chuba was going to be out. We didn't know that J.C. Horn was going to be out. We didn't know Smith Wade was going to be out. We also didn't know Jewel was going to be out. So of course that changes the whole dynamics of the entire game. We're definitely a different team. We can't run the ball. We're definitely a different team when Jewel and Horn and Wade are off the field clearly. But really the issue with it for me is the fact that we are that bad. When you really are missing depth is a thing we've been beating a dead horse all year about. So we know we don't have much depth, but
Yeah, I agree with kind of what Carter said earlier. Like, I picked us to lose close, but if you tell me our best four or five players remaining is out and you have a bottom five team missing their best four or five uh, players and they're going against uh, in playoff contention team, like I might would have picked a bigger blowout. So, um, yeah, like I don't think there's really much to kind of take from that game. Like the things that kind of stuck out to me were, um, we we're we really do need help on the D line, especially I would say interior against the run. Like y'all know, I've been pro trade back in the draft. This is the first time where I'm kind of like, if we're not able to get something substantial, I would like Graham out of Michigan, the D tackle. I think he's maybe outside of, Hunter, if he's a dedicated corner, maybe the best defensive player that I've seen in college. We could really use that. And if Brown comes back healthy, now we're looking at what was just a weakness is now starting to look like a strong suit. If you got them two boys in the middle and, you kind of work around it, and the edge position seems to be a little deep. But back towards the game, like, y'all know I don't think Bryce is that great, but any quarterback you take away the run game.
I mean,
yeah.
that we just talked about the depth across the defense and but pretty much across our team. But how do y'all feel about that? At this point, we got Jonathan Brooks. He's probably gonna miss all of next season. And then you got Chuba, who we he's our workhorse. So he's one twisted ankle away from us looking pathetic. So I mean, how do y'all feel about? Do you think that's something like an area of need that we should pick up in free agency, or like do you think they're gonna try to address it in the draft?
Again, a running back. I think we'll draft a running back late. Why not? You know what I'm saying? 6, 7 pick. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I don't know about if it's a deep running back draft or not, but I
Oh,
mean,
it
running
is.
back's
It
cheap.
is.
Yeah, running back's cheap, so I mean, why not? We're not gonna spend no high pick on him. We just spend a high pick on Brooks. We got other glaring holes to fix. Because worst come to worst, the issue about it is when you start talking this draft talk and running backs at the draft, they gotta be able to play special teams too. Like we can't just. So when you start talking a free agent compared to drafting one, a free agent might not be one who's capable to play special teams, and that's taking up a roster spot. And because I mean, Miles Sanders doesn't even really play special teams. He recorded a couple, or he returned a couple kicks, I think, this year with that new format or whatever, but it wasn't nothing crazy consistent. I think that's after someone went down. So, I mean, if you're going to draft him like sixth pick or something like that, who's going to play special teams, I'm cool with it because we definitely see what the difference is when we have a consistent running game. I mean, Mike Boone, he had a couple carries, but we abandoned the running game all game this game. I mean, of course, obviously we didn't have Chuba, but we didn't. We just passed the ball pretty much the whole game. So yeah, I definitely think we need to get addressed the running back issue, 100%. Maybe not. It's not our most depth at need right now, but we got to address it though at some point.
A- And this draft class is one of the deepest running back classes that's been in a while. It goes about 15 deep, and some places say it's about 20 deep. But yeah, it's a really deep running back class, so it should be real easy to get a fourth, fifth rounder. Hell, like Brandon said, maybe even sixth or seventh, but you should definitely be able to get a solid, serviceable running back, especially with Brooks out. And I think we all assume Sanders is going to be gone. So
I'm
yeah,
not
like
drafting no running back four. That's a stretch. We got a lot. We got a lot to get. I ain't
it's
getting no
it's
four.
it's a really deep class. Like it's some good backs. So if the right back was there, I would say go ahead and go for it. I mean,
Gotcha.
yeah, and we do have two fourth round picks, so that's where I wouldn't be surprised just because of how deep that running back is, and there's just a lot of like really good backs that are coming out this
If it's
year.
deep, then
So
don't. Then why reach?
because I think
If
it's
it's
gonna be
deep, then that's the reason why you can wait. You know what I'm saying? Like you keep saying it's deep, but I feel like deep is the reason why you can wait.
oh I
You know what I'm
so I
saying?
think I think it's
Because
gonna be a
six or
run on
seven.
running back.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be a
yeah, man. And
run on running backs. Like
you
there's
said
been a
that
couple of different like mock drafts that have quite a few running backs coming off the board in the second and third round. So that you may, if they fall in love with someone, that's why I'm saying they may have to go get them. If they find someone who's like, hey, this is what we need to pair with Chuba, especially if they come out of this going, hey, we don't think Brooks is going to be remotely what we drafted him to be, with it being his second, major injury.
they did.
So that's the only reason why I say that. Back a whole lot of money to come in, nor draft one, first, second round. So yeah, I would say I think that's a pretty good fit for as, you know, um what we kind of need, especially offensive. Because the O line play well enough that of course if you got a tackle there that you can get or a guard or center, to help add depth. But the running back room overnight got kind of small very quickly. Uh, we lost Adam, a little bit of technical difficulties, but me and Brandon, we're gonna go ahead and wrap the pot up, and we're gonna go ahead and pick this game coming up against the Atlanta Falcons. Um, what what you got going, Brandon?
I think we probably gonna. I think the Falcons are gonna win. We probably lose. Probably like 28 to I think 14. I don't think we just gonna play anybody. If based off of what it was last week, we don't got Chuba, we don't got JC, we don't got Joey, Jewel, Smith Wade. The boys not gonna play. I mean, if Tampa ran for what 250 on us, I know Atlanta gonna run for just as many, if not more, with Bijan back there. So yeah, I got Atlanta go ahead and kind of taking care of us. Unfortunately, I hate the Falcons.
Yeah, from a selfish standpoint, I'm in my fantasy championship game, and I'm playing against somebody who got Robinson. So I would love for us to contain him, but I just don't think it's going to realistically happen. I think he's going to have a big day. I think Penix is going to play decent, and I believe they need this game to still make the playoffs, if I'm not
Only if
mistaken.
Tampa lose. Only if Tampa lose.
Okay, so yeah, so they're still going to be playing to win. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be very competitive. Um, we may score a little bit of points, but I probably got it going 32-17. But it's clear that, we're not going to um, win the game. And I think Robinson can just ice it in the second half with the way we defend against the run.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. Go run all over us.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why, man, look at that dude Graham in Michigan. Him and Brown next to each other would be beautiful, especially if he, lives up to his potential. But once again, thanks, you guys for kicking it with us, young ladies. Vibes, like, comment, subscribe. Pray for Adam's internet and Happy New Year's to you all.
All right.